Hello, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we're here with Robin Shimizu and friends. Hey, Robin. Robin's here all the way from Sacramento, California. And we're just excited whenever you're in the house, Robin. So, we're talking happy, healthy habits today. And so we're going to get straight to it. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups. I want to give a shout out to my partner, Ms. Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur in Tex Viva. And we are here, Robin. What's the topic today?
So today we have a very special guest. Jill Weston's with us, and she is our Calm Your Chaos woman. Before we get introduce Jill, I wanted to support her in the sense that she's going to talk about mindfulness and meditation today, I hope. And I found this article, and there are, it's very scientifically based, the benefits of meditation and mindfulness.
Okay.
And so this article says there are 10 areas that mindfulness and meditation make us better. And I'm only going to focus on one because it's a lot. And this one happens to be around sleep. So I'm just going to read from you. Okay, so just to remind the audience, because we haven't talked about mindfulness in a while. Mindfulness meditation is a practice of focusing attention on your breathing, thoughts, feelings, and sensations as they, as they arise. According to the, APA, which is the American Psychological Association, this meditation is used to become highly in tune with sensory information and to focus on each moment as it happens. And so there's 10 benefits. And the first one is enhancing your sleep. And I'm not going to go through all 10. Manage your weight, lower your stress levels, ease negative emotional states when in motion. So anyway, we're going to focus on sleep. Okay. So it says mindfulness meditation has long been shown to help insomnia and sleep habits. According to this study published in JAMA, Internal Medicine, which researched 49 older adults with moderate sleep difficulties, mindfulness meditation helped the participants experience fewer insomnia and symptoms and less daytime fatigue. As it improves, it can impact sleep most likely to do with the following, which is improving relaxation, affects the autonomic nervous system, Jill's going to have to correct me on this, nervous system, which impacts your awakening, increases production of the sleep hormone melatonin, increases serotonin, which is released in the body before melatonin and helps regulate sleep-wake cycling, reduces your heart rate, decreases your blood pressure, and affects areas of brain that control sleep. So isn't that cool? Just from meditation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who would think
it? So I've been trying to meditate a little bit more purposefully, but it's just a matter of taking the time to do it and carving out the time and making it a priority. So it's a difficult thing to do for a lot of us that don't have a routine. Anyway, today we are very lucky because we have Jill Weston with us. And let me just read her bio real quickly so I can get her with us. Jill Weston is affectionately known as the stress whisperer, using her calm vibe and voice to help people navigate stress and anxiety in order to move through everyday life more smoothly. Her focus is on easy to learn mindfulness and meditation sessions means anyone can benefit from her teaching, regardless of their level of experience in meditation, which is very true. Jill has specialized in mindfulness and meditation for 12 years, serving thousands of clients. She hosts workshops, retreats, teacher trainings, and is a contributor on the Insight Timer application. Her business, Breathing Space, was born out of her lifelong guiding principle to be of service. With
Mm-hmm.
that, let's bring on Jill. Very excited to see her today.
Good morning, Robin. Good
All
morning,
the way from
Terry.
Mexico.
And good morning to everybody who's listening live or on the replay.
Good morning. Oh, it's so good to have you in the studio.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back. It's been a little while.
Is everybody's
Notifications?
not disturb on?
Oh,
Yes.
not mine. I don't know how to turn it off.
It's mine either. Okay, let me check my phone.
No, I think it's me, and I don't know how to turn it off.
Oh, okay. Well, if you go up there to the top where you see those double batteries and click on that, you should see a drop down and it'll say do not disturb. Or you can put do not disturb on your phone
Oh, let me do that.
and it will affect your laptop.
Okay, got it.
All right. So, what are we talking about today, Miss Jill Weston?
Yes, today we are going to, and it will be a discussion. There won't be a I won't lead a guided meditation, which I usually do. Today we're going to have a pretty quick, but I think interesting discussion on everyday mindfulness.
Okay.
Perfect.
And the reason I say I think it's going to be interesting, not because I am speaking, but because of the topics I'm going to bring up, and we're going to have interaction, hopefully, with Robin and Terry. Because I wanted to present on everyday mindfulness because many people don't understand how not necessarily easy, but accessible it can be to integrate mindfulness. So
Okay.
we'll talk about everyday mindfulness, what it is, the benefits, which Robin covered quite a few of those. And I really want to spend time on examples so that people understand. Again, you don't have to come visit me in Mexico and pay $5,000 for a retreat. You don't have to go sit on a mountaintop. Mindfulness is not just for people who don't have kids and don't have pets, because those are some of the barriers sometimes. People will say, I don't have time for that. I don't know what the practice is. I don't understand it. I'm scared of it. So today's simple title, Everyday Mindfulness, and we're going to give some examples. So starting off, I wanted to share a little bit about, actually, let me go back to, because Robin, you want to help pronouncing autonomic.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes, I had to take some time too. So the autonomic nervous system, which we're going to get into in a roundabout way.
Great.
Robin gave a great example and definition of mindfulness. I want to break it down a little more easily and offer a different perspective. And for me, mindfulness is paying attention on purpose and in the present moment. So you're paying attention, you know what's going on around you. You are telling yourself, I'm paying attention right now. You're training yourself. When I do this, when I do this, when I do this, I need to pay a little more attention. So it's purposeful and it's also in the present moment. So a couple things have already come up, and I want to stay on track, like watching when Robin said, hey, I'm getting notifications, but I don't know how to turn them off. So for everyone listening, really, really important, Robin did not panic. Terry did not panic. So Robin was probably like, yes, I hear the notifications, paying attention, real time. I'm hearing the notifications, not sure what to do about it. And then she was probably aware, I'm thinking Robin, like a little like, uh-oh. And there was maybe a little increased breathing, your autonomic system kicked in like, okay, I'm going to have these notifications through the whole thing. But by being mindful, and also Terry being mindful, and it's why I'm with you ladies, it's just your nature to not get excited about things, to not point fingers. Terry steps in, she's like, oh, I'm hearing this notification for the second time. Okay, probably good idea to do something about that. And Terry reached out to Robin in a really supportive, calm way. So that was a beautiful example of mindfulness. Even Terry, I saw the camera go off. So I'm being mindful. She's turning her camera off. There's probably something she needs to go to attend to. So that's a different benefit of mindfulness, because again, it's not in my nature, But imagine if you are not a confident person, if you have some anxiety, maybe you're just anxious about getting on camera, and one of the hosts, the camera goes off.
Mm-hmm.
You could go, oh my gosh, what happened? Is there something wrong with you? I wonder if Robin can host. What's gonna? And I was just like, I was paying attention. We had the pre-conversation that you were with your family, and sometimes your grandson needs some attention. And my thought was, it's either a tech issue or her grandson needs something. I'm gonna put more of my attention towards Robin, and we're gonna carry on.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that's making sense that those were two examples of mindfulness and how we responded.
You know what? I would not have thought that that would be categorized under mindfulness.
Absolutely. It's
Mm-hmm.
the paying attention to what is happening in front of you real time. So yes, you can be mindful about future events,
Uh-huh.
but it is really the most helpful when it's right here, right now. So again, though, I'm going to run through benefits really quickly, and then we can go through examples. Sometimes when I teach this to people and I help people, I'll say, you know what, start me at the very time that you woke up, before you even get out of bed, almost before you open your eyes. And I can tell you 5 ways that you're probably mindful. So today it may be, we won't do like a whole day, but I'll give some examples. So again, the benefits, because we talked about what it is, paying attention, on purpose, present moment. And that way you're aware of your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. And the benefits number 1 is it reduces your stress. You just don't have to get too excited about things, or you can be aware of your stress and decide, okay, this is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm feeling right now. What is the best thing for me to do? What is the best action to take? And also, what's the most accessible or easy action? So again, it doesn't mean you have to stop, light incense, go on a retreat. Even something like, oh, if I turn on music, that calms me down. What if you don't have access to music? What else can you do? So reducing the stress. And then a byproduct is you have better communication with people. Your
Mm-hmm.
relationships are better. For those of us, because this is BizChicks, it's women running businesses. Your business can function better. Even your finances can be better. Because ultimately, if you are not paying attention and you're not mindful with your clients, you're not mindful with your business practices, you're not going to get secure, retain clients. You're not going to be able to focus on your social media. You're not going to be able to focus and follow your business plan, because your literally your nervous system isn't supporting you.
Mm-hmm.
So again, mindfulness, paying attention, on purpose, present time. Can you be more clear? Can you be more calm? Can you really decide, no, this is what I want to do right now? If I'm not mindful about my speaking, and I'm not mindful about maybe watching the time, I'm just giving you all this information.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I said what I needed to say.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
I am paying attention to right now, and what I'm being on purpose about, is helping people understand everyday mindfulness. I am not here to speak to hear myself speak, or to practice a new presentation, or to wow you with scientific evidence. Before I started, I was like, what do I want to do today? I want to make sure people walk away with everyday mindfulness tips and really understand they're probably doing it already. So you can be mindful in your business, and that helps you.
That's awesome.
I go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Robin.
Well, what I love the pay attention on purpose and in the present moment. I love that statement, because for me it's like, okay, that puts it all in one sentence, in a simple way, not making it complicated. And it's just to pay attention. So part of it is just literally just slowing down, trying to slow everything down, so you're not trying to do 2 things at the same time, or 3 or 4 things at the same time, or you're not looking at your phone and trying to have a conversation. That
Mhm.
kind of thing drives me nuts.
Yes. And I would add real quick, Robin, paying attention, because you said paying attention and slowing down, which is fine. For a learning purpose, paying attention so you can slow down.
Okay.
Because you'll find people saying, well, I don't know why I'm nervous and I just, I can't focus right now. And you're not seeing you have too much going on. So of course you can't pay attention when you have notifications on and your grandson needs you and your lights are going out. Last night we had a storm here and I was on Zoom and I was like, you need to be mindful. Your electricity might go out in a moment. So I was already telling myself, if it goes out, there's not going to be anything I can do except to wait, but I continued on. So paying attention on purpose, so that you can step in and do what you need to do, to be present, to keep running your business, to attend to your grandson. So it's almost like one comes first, the paying attention, the value of paying attention and being purposeful is so that you can take that next step.
I thought mindfulness was more complicated than this.
I
Seriously.
mean, there can be more to it, but that's why I feel like this is kind of mindfulness one-on-one. There can be more to it, but keep going, Terry.
But I think this is really important that you explain this to us, because sometimes we think, oh, I'm not doing it right. I'm not being, you know what I mean? And
Yes.
so we say, oh, well, I just don't know how to do it, so I'm not going to do it.
Yes.
When in fact, many of us are actually in the habit of practicing mindfulness. We just may be explaining it differently.
Sure. And there's a difference too in mindfulness and meditation. There can be similar aspects. Meditation is a more specific practice about some things. And mindfulness, that's why I said everyday mindfulness. I think we're more mindful with people that we love and enjoy. Maybe sometimes we're more mindful with children when they're behaving the way we want them to, and we're not so mindful when they're not. So it's not anything that you really have to learn. It's just learning and understanding what it means for you. And then when we're ready, we can get into some examples of that, and you may be surprised.
Good morning, Maureen.
Hey, Maureen, thanks for joining.
Yay!
And Maureen, again, is one of those, she will understand exactly everything that we're talking about, because Maureen, I know, does every day and every moment mindfulness. And especially, like, she could give the discussion about her health issues. If she was not mindful in the way she navigated her health issues and recovery, it would have been a different story. So let's talk a little bit about some examples. And again, feel free to be interactive. The first one that I think people have some difficulty with is breathing. And sometimes people will say, well, I need you to teach me how to breathe. And I'll say, you're probably already breathing, but let's see how it can be more supportive or mindful. So this is going to sound a little bit like I'm not making it easy, but know that when you breathe, you have what we call a nasal cycle, NASAL, a nasal cycle. And for those of you listening live or the replay, Terry or Robin, do you know that breath does not come out of your nostrils at the same time equally?
No.
She's like, what?
Meaning out of both nostrils or out of?
Correct. So if you hold, I cannot do it. I don't feel it when I hold my finger up, but if you hold a finger up or you have a small mirror, you will notice one side is going to fog up. Or if you have your finger, you may be able to feel one side more dominant, more strong. I have a hard time. I don't do it well with my nose.
Am I right?
I do feel the difference.
Okay. Right side is usually more alert. Not usually, it's more alert, more in that beta brainwave state, and you're in like a little more of an up cycle. Left is more relaxed and calming down.
That's interesting, because my left side is pretty dominant.
Yeah. And you may be more relaxed. Right side is a little more the fight or flight, not always in a bad way, but we're all talking, we're interacting. So maybe that's what's happening. And also it happens every 1 to 4 hours. So it may not be just based on how you're feeling, but it naturally cycles through. So the reason I mentioned that, getting back to the easy part of mindfulness, is if you notice you were out of breath, or you were dizzy, or a more simple one, you were working on your business plan, you were working on posting on social media, and you just feel out of it, you feel tired, you're like, I can't find the words, you can close one side of your nose.
Isn't that interesting?
And bring that back. You can, if you're like, I don't want to touch my nose, I can't remember that, can you take a deep breath? So paying attention on purpose. My breath feels shallow, I'm really nervous, I just can't think what to do. Take a hand to your chest or a hand to your belly. Take a deep breath. Now, when I say deep breath, sometimes people's that defense is going to go, I can't take a deep breath. When I take a deep breath, I just feel like there's trauma coming up. Don't take as deep of a breath. Paying attention on purpose. How deep of a breath helps you. So if I'm telling you take a deep breath and you take a deep breath and it spirals your nervous system, don't take a deep breath. Even just saying, am I even breathing right now? Calls attention, and that's mindfulness. Another one that I like to talk about is showering. Most of us shower or bathe at some point, hopefully. So even before you step in the shower, like I am not a morning person. So I might step in the shower, turn the water on, look around for my soap and all of that. But it's kind of like, oh. So if I am showering this morning before this presentation, I'm going to pay a little more attention. Instead of my lavender soap that is maybe a little more calming, and I like a nice warm shower, would a colder shower help me? And maybe I need something more vibrant in my soap or my body wash. If I'm really sleepy and I have something important to do, maybe I need to take a longer cold shower. Don't take the shower you always take if there's something that you're needing, if there's some support that you need. So again, paying attention on purpose. What kind of a shower do I need? Do you want to scrub yourself vigorously? Or do you want to stand there and let the water just come down on you and do nothing? I'm gonna figure it out here. I asked for a bench seat in my shower because I'm renovating my house. It didn't happen. I like to sit and feel the water on me. I am gonna find a teak shower. I am gonna find a teak shower bench. Okay. So do you want to sit in the shower? Do you want music in the shower? But we have these automatic responses, not autonomic. We have these automatic habits, and being mindful can support you better. Another one is getting dressed. And I'm glad that Maureen is here because Maureen teaches to that.
Yes.
Do you just put on the same old thing? Do you dress with certain colors that assist you? And Maureen's an expert at that. I have a thing that I like certain things that are really, really comfortable. So sometimes if I'm not feeling great, I'm like, I want that really soft, comfortable item. I don't change my earrings a lot, but sometimes jewelry. Can I be mindful that if I put on my favorite jewelry, maybe we have loved ones who have passed away and they have given us jewelry and it makes us feel a certain way. Be mindful, put on that piece of jewelry, take a moment and remember the story, remember the gift that they gave you, and that can help you shift. The other one, I'll share two more because I'm looking at the time. Movement. So you might go to the gym every day. You might work out at home, online, on your own, and you do it the same way. I listened to someone the other day talk about if you're pretty hardcore when you're working out and you get done and your breath rate is up and you're sweating, maybe don't just suddenly throw on your clothes and leave the gym or suddenly sit down and go to create content. Do you need, and I'm putting up hands, do you need space between that really hard workout or maybe a workout that relaxed and moving on to another task? So if you've just done like hardcore Pilates, you're sweating, your heart rate is up, your breath rate is up, which is all great. Don't expect that you're going to sit down and all of a sudden create content or hop on the phone and return a business call. Because you're in that higher state. So even with movement, if you're just out taking a walk, there's a guy who, like, he's helped a lot of people, made a lot of money, is revered for a walking meditation. And you may be thinking, wait, somebody has like wrote a course and made money on a walking meditation? And it's interesting because he would not have the followers and the students that he has if people weren't learning from it. So as you're listening, like, do I have to learn how to walk? Well, can you be mindful and notice when your heel touches down, the middle of your foot touches down, and you roll up onto your toes? Because it's calling your attention to something and maybe away from, maybe you have to walk in a noisy area and you're like, oh, this noise is bothering me. Ah! If you focus on your footstep, the noise is going to go away. Being mindful where you're walking, what you're seeing. I like to walk here in Mexico. It's so beautiful. There's so many things to look at. And so I love walking and going, I'm going to see if I can notice, I don't know, 5 red things today. I'm going to see if I can just focus on flowers today because flowers bring me joy. And then I want to finish up with, there's lots of things we can say, but a little more business focus of creating content. Can you be more mindful when you're creating content? So what I am mindful of is creating content is not for me the easiest thing. So I'm mindful when I sit down in a place that supports me, a comfortable chair, good lighting, a device that I like to work on. Sometimes I'm lazy. I'm like, I'm just going to post from my phone. I have to wear glasses for reading. My phone is fairly small. And then I'll say to myself, Jill Weston, stop and go get your computer. You have a whole big screen. So paying attention on purpose. I don't do my best on my phone with all things, with social media and creating content. So set yourself up for success. And then also really important, paying attention on purpose. Why are you creating the content? What's your goal? So instead of grabbing, okay, I'll just get this picture because it's easy to download. I'll just write this content real quick. I'll reuse this content. Paying attention on purpose. At this moment, why are you creating your content? What do you want your audience to feel, to think? What do you want to achieve? And not just, sometimes I randomly, oh, that's a picture I use all the time. It's good enough. And then I like, wait, what am I trying to do here? So paying attention on purpose, present moment, and it affects your thoughts, feelings, and actions. So hopefully if you're listening, again, live or on the replay, that's everyday mindfulness, the benefits, and then we mostly spent time on the examples. And know that you are already doing this. Kind of maybe a challenge in the next hour after you listen to this. Notice what you're already being mindful at, jot that down. Notice if it's easy for you and do more of that. So notice how you are already being mindful, do more of it, and then re-listen to some of the examples I gave and see if any of that appeals and do more of that.
Wow. Well, I want to get this in because Maureen was making some comments while you were speaking. She says,
Yes.
this is great information. She says, thank you, Jill, for the gems, for these examples that you're giving. I am enlightened by the fact that we're doing this every day when we're making decisions about how we're going to approach work. Like you said, do I use my phone or do I go and take the extra step and use the device that really works better for me?
Mm-hmm.
All of these are decisions that we're making through the day, that you are now telling me are actions of mindfulness.
Yes.
It's really empowering, because I feel better now that I'm practicing mindfulness and not knowing it.
Exactly. Exactly.
And so that makes me feel good. Thank you, Jill. That's
You're
wonderful.
welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, we get caught up sometimes in
Yeah.
what we don't do or the things that don't turn out well. And, you know, if we will all have some things today that do not turn out so well. And again, I invite you go back and relook at those through the lens of mindfulness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you don't create content well today, or a phone call doesn't go well, or a conversation doesn't go well, go back and look at it and go, oh, okay, I stepped out of mindfulness at this point. I was mindful here. I was mindful here. Somewhere in there, again, the nervous system kicked in, old thoughts, old messages kicked in, and you stepped out of mindfulness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then you just tell yourself, okay, next time I'll do it differently. There's a friend that there's some teachings that we study, and there's a saying called choose again. So we're not going to be perfect all the time. We don't have to be, but just choose again. Oh, I wasn't, I was short in my communication with my grandson. I almost started to yell, or I started to get really frustrated. But yeah, it's gonna happen. Just choose again. The next time when he spills cereal all over and yells and screams during my podcast, I'll choose again. I'll find a quieter space.
Mm-hmm.
And choosing again, even mindfulness can sometimes be an action, but it can also be a thought or a feeling. Again, last night during the thunderstorm, like, I checked the weather ahead of time. There was no rain inside. We've been having that happening. I connect straight to Ethernet to make sure I have strong connection, because I don't want people to be in the middle of my yoga nidra session and then I disappear. Okay. But I couldn't control the weather. So when I heard it, I was like, you know what? I'm in my closet, because that's the quietest place. You have been in here before. The electricity has stayed on, and you have a mute button on Zoom, because a couple times there was really loud thunder and it popped in. I was like, oh, okay, hit your mute button. So paying attention on purpose helped me do that. And then I was also like, if the electricity goes out, if the sound goes down, there's not a lot I can do. Because what I do is with my voice, I didn't want my nervous system to affect my voice. So again, my thoughts, my feelings, or actions were take a breath. All you can do is be here, continue the meditation, and wait and see what happens. So yes, if you find yourself not in mindfulness, just step back into it when you can.
This is good to know that we really do have control, and it's all part of our decision making process, whether or not we want to go back and make a different choice. I like that.
And decisions are not always easy. Sometimes we don't feel like we have control. There may be some circumstances where you really don't. But at some point during an event or an experience, an event meaning something happening in your body or your mind, even if it's a week later, a month later, come back and revisit it. And I say that not as a challenge to people, because I have a lot of people say, I don't feel like I have choices, or I have so much trauma, like I can't find my choices. But at some point, your body will be out of that fight or flight. You're going to be looking at your trauma, your experience, your opportunity differently. And you probably can step back in a little bit. And to me, it's like how cool. I was taught early on how cool that I do have choices. I don't want to be in a position where someone or something else or my emotions are running me. So it's not always easy. But the huge benefit to some of this is, if you have felt out of control most of your life, and if your emotions run you a lot, that is real and valid. But wouldn't you love to step out of that even for a little bit? And just find different practices. It may not be mindfulness, but find different practices that you get to be you, and your emotions and your past don't run you. And it's not easy. It's not always that easy.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Wow. Oh,
So that's not my TED talk, but my BizChicks talk.
And we appreciate that.
we love you, Jill. And Jill, we just want to make sure that everybody knows how to get in touch with you. And so this is Jill's website. I'm also going to here we go. And this is the link to get there. She's at ourbreathingspace.com. And you can see all of the wonderful sessions that she has coming up. You'll be able to get in here and explore how to calm your chaos, to notice your breathing, to practice yoga nidra, mindfulness, breath work. There are recorded meditations. So it's designed to help you with navigate pain, stress, anxiety, fatigue, move from indecision to action. Wow. Look, we could all use these things, Jill. Oh my gosh. So on this site, you see, you can actually sign up for a session so that your mind, heart, and spirit are waiting for your full attention. Thank you, Jill.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
We are so grateful that you come on, and all the way from Mexico.
Oh my goodness. And Maureen says, yes, I love it. You get to be you.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Moving out of those states, you get to be you. Thank you, Maureen.
Beautiful.
Wow. Okay. Now that I'm all calm.
You continue your mindful work that you're doing there, Terralina.
Yes, exactly. Gotta be paying attention. Okay, so what do we have coming up next week?
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not prepared.
That's okay, Robert. I think we're all so calm when Jill, I'm telling you, when you come on, it's like a signal for us to just calm down.
We have two great guests coming up next week and the week after. Next week, we have Linus Woods Mullins, who is our coach. And then we will have Maureen Stevenson on August 1st.
Oh, Maureen.
Yeah. So that'll be great to see Maureen. And we have two great coaches coming up back to back.
Wow. I tell you, between my being less stressed. In fact, I feel pretty stress-free. But anyway, I just want to thank you for all that you do, Robin, for this show and for the great guest, Jill. It's been a blessing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Now, we want to remind everybody, if you're looking to become a part of BizChicks, you can simply text Biz to 33777, or you can go to bizchicks.net and become a part of our community. We would love to share with our community what it is you do and how you serve, because we're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow. We'll be talking tech and easy to understand terms with the Tech Divas here on BizChicks TV. Have a great day. And again, thank you for all that you do, those of you watching live and on the replay. Bye-bye, everyone.